Hello, this is Dreams with Jam. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be doing a full valley tour in my valley. If you do like this video, I would really appreciate if you could drop a like at the end. That really helps my channel. Or better yet, you could hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed and get notified of new content. Okay, we're going to get started here in the plaza. Yes, I've redone my valley again. I challenged myself to use some new items that we've received, like you see here, the castle walls, and kind of move stuff around in a way that I've never done before. I got inspired by watching some other designers, and I hope I can inspire you as well. Okay, so here in the plaza, I have completely lined the plaza, leaving two alleyways on either side, but with the castle walls. And I made it kind of my royal section. So you can see here the Beauty and the Beast castle. I have made little sections within each, highlighting some of the items that to me go with those particular castles, etc. So you can see kind of a Cinderella look here. I really liked how this turned out. It does close it off, and I mean, you can see it's quite shaded and whatnot, but I kind of like the coziness of it. Here I've used the bonfire and the winter castle, which I think worked really well here, as I did something completely different in my frozen area, so you'll see that. Here's the Corona castle, and I created a water moment using the water rug, which I've been challenging myself to do more touch of magic. It's not something I use a ton of in decor, but I see other designers using it and I love it. And, I've been kind of trying to use that more myself. Okay, so heading up here into the sunlit plateau, we can see I've kind of created our town center. I absolutely love the sunlit. I think most of us do. It's such a big biome, and it's got a very large area to be able to utilize for these kinds of builds. Again, I've completely ringed the sunlit with these fences and the topiary squares, or they're topiary. I don't know what you call them. Fences, I guess. So all our kind of buildings, shopping, restaurants, etc. would be in this particular center, and then just using some of the decor items that would go with that. Here we have the centerpiece, and I've put fountain tiles underneath here to kind of just give it a little more pizzazz. Al's Toy Barn, actually using it as a store this time. Generally, I turn it backwards and use it in a farm, but like I said, I'm trying to use buildings and areas in a different manner. Here we have Remy's. I loved putting the little table there to kind of makes me reminisce about Lady and the Tramp, if you've seen that movie, and they eat the spaghetti together, so I put that little table there next to Remy's. I think there was the restaurant called Tony's in the movie. Okay, and then heading across the bridge, this is our residential section. So I used the two Monsters, Inc. buildings and then Remy's house to make this look a little bit more like a residential area. And then heading behind here, creating a farmer's market and picnic area. I did move Mulan's stall back here, figuring that's where she's going to sell her tea. The artisan section, a little baked goods area, which I don't know why, but I picture Minnie running. Different fruits and vegetables, the fruit and veggie truck, and then just some picnic tables to overlook the area below. And then heading back to the side here. So here's Mulan with her teas. I figure somebody bought some cookies from Minnie and is sitting at the picnic table with their tea and cookies. And here's Goofy's stall. And I did use the Savannah skin on his stall there. And then here I just put all of the flowers from the sunlit biome with some picnic tables and benches. Again, the campfire, which honestly is probably one of the favorite items to decorate with. I really like just the constant fire atmosphere that it adds. Okay, so heading back through here, we will go over to what was Scar's area. Here's a little ice cream stand. I really like how this turned out. It's very cute. I like the French bakery up here too. A lot of the villagers will sit and stand and stare at Mrs. Pot there. Like Woody right there. I always find some kind of villager standing there. So here through the Ratatouille arch into this area, I transitioned. This is where I put Merlin, and I gave him kind of his own special area. Here's his kind of, I don't know what you would call it, workshop, laboratory, where he does all his experiments, etc. I liked using the bubbles here with the candles. And then we transition up into the Forgotten Lands, which is where I put my fairy core build. So you'll see sparkles here and there. How I did that is I used the pink marshmallows with the petals. So if you put some petals down on the ground and then you place a marshmallow on top, they kind of blend in, so you don't necessarily see them. But as you walk, it creates this little sparkle, and I think it's just really fun. Here's that giant fountain, which I absolutely love up here. It worked out perfectly, ringed it with those flowers and purple bushes. I put kind of all the fairy houses. I did try to hide the tree house, don't get me wrong, but I left it open so I could get in there and pick up sticks or whatever things fall around that area. But you can see all the different fairy core houses that I used through here, like the flower blouse house here, Tinkerbell's house, fairy godmother, etc. All the different giant mushrooms, all those bright glowing colors, the swans. To me, it just completely transformed this biome. I did use, you can see what are they called? Those trees with the fruit. Dreamlight trees. There's Tinkerbell's workstation under her house. And then just a few bubbles here and there with some candles for lighting. And then back here in the corner is the leafy cottage. Okay. I really like how this biome turned out. Just completely transformed it from dark and creepy to this really bright, glowing biome. Okay, Gaston, we've been over this. I am totally not impressed with your muscles. Nope. Still no. Okay, so up here in the forest of Valor, I have transformed this into my kind of, what do you call it? Disney park. On this side, in this corner, it's kind of more of a kiddie land. So I used all of the Toy Story things, the Monsters, Inc., just placing things that would remind me of like really little kids, the wagons, Bing Bong, things of that nature. And you can see I tried to use different pathing underneath the rides themselves and then the walkways to just differentiate those areas. And then those pots there, which why they're empty, I have no idea. But at any rate, if you place fountain tiles underneath them, you can make them a fountain feature. Just some snack area here. And then heading over the bridge, we have the Dumbo ride and the flying carpets. I just love those camels. They're so cool. So the Dumbo ride, I actually have, it's a personal thing for me. I love that ride because that's one of the only things that I kind of remember from when I went to Disney as a kid. I went when I had just turned 5 with my family. It was kind of honestly, it was the last vacation we took before my parents divorced. And those pictures of me on the Dumbo ride with my dad are just really, really special to me. So here we have like a food court area. I used Pizza Planet and then a few of the different kind of food items here. Heading up then into the Frosted Heights. Okay, and then we'll head over and see Elsa's yard. So I did transition into the Frozen path here with the snow-covered trees, giving her own space, but I did put I love that they gave us themed workstations and cookers because that worked really well in there, and then that's where I can do all the kind of crafting and things that I need to do outside. Here's my well. I was so happy to see those water items, those columns, I wanted to say towers, the columns back in the store. I didn't have those before, and I really liked how they turned out there. Okay, let's head back over the bridge, and we'll go to Frontierland. Excuse me, Jack. Okay, so here we have our Ferris wheel. The little booth here. I hope they give us more of those. It would be cool to make like a whole section of those. Here's some boba on a bench. I figure this is where the teens hang out. You can picture. We're going to go off on our own, Mom. Okay, so here I used much more kind of like a cottagecore aesthetic. I wanted to make a frontier town. So I put a few of those buildings back in here, and then I made like a hayride section. I used Wally's garden, kind of that farm aesthetic. And this is like a little circle, and I used the wagon with the hay in it. And then this is where I also put the Tower of Terror. It kind of went in. I mean, the tower just, it kind of is off on its own. Unless you make it creepy, it's kind of hard to fit in. I think anyway. I've seen people use it before in different ways, and it always looks amazing. But I, for some reason, can't make it work for myself. And here is where I keep all the flowers from the biome. And Goofy's stall. Okay, let's head up into our Frosted Heights, which I have made my kind of creepy section. This is where I used all of the items that I would normally put in the Forgotten Lands. I liked all the purple and blue up here. It just looks really pretty, and I adore how this turned out. I did use the broken cobblestones here and there, so you'll see that on top of the path or in like little corners. Here we have Jack and Sally. And I pulled the purple flowers from the Forgotten Lands, and then I used all of the black lilies. So you'll see those 2 flowers scattered through. Here we have the arch, and then you just bam right into that castle. And here we have a little graveyard with 0 somewhere. Oh, there he is. And then I put the hearse back behind here as well. And then we head over into the other side, which the other side then is the more, residential, I guess you could say, the normal people. I don't know how you would say that. But your more typical Frosted Heights section. And then I have snowmen. This is where Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf would be. Goofy's stall. Little shopping area here. And then I did use the one cabin. We have the winter cabin, which didn't look overly Christmassy to me. The other house we have obviously has Santa and stuff in it, so I didn't use that anywhere up here. And then the pond here in the corner, which such a cool item. I hope they keep giving us those kinds of things. And then you can see the blue and white lilies up here. Okay, heading down to the beach, which the beach has been turned into my jungle. And I didn't know this, but if you use the jungle trees from Eternity Isle, anywhere you put them, that sound, that jungle sound will follow through. So those birds and things that you hear in the wild tangle on Eternity Isle, that's not to the biome, it's to the foliage. So if you take that foliage and you put it in any particular biome, you'll hear those birds and that sound. So it's really cool. As I walk through here, you can hear that. And this is obviously not Switch friendly. I have this particular valley build that I just finished. I am right around 5,100 item limit. I do have a little bit more, but let's not make my PlayStation refresh rate die as I walk around here. So you can see the Lion King items in through here. It's a crafting station. Just pulling some of this foliage so it hangs over top. You can see the vines. And then I slid the coconut trees here and there. And the banana trees you'll see as well. And this curves back around where we can go inside this boathouse, the jungle house. So you can see I left the pathway kind of natural, but dotting rocks in through here and there, and then sneaking this path behind to go over onto the island. There's a little picnic table back here with some of the seafood items. And then over here, which is currently for Moana and Goofy's stalls. Giving them their own moment. I put the those lit palms back here just to add some fun and some color. Oh my goodness, Gaston. He's stalking me. Dude. Okay. So heading back through the jungle here. I put the seaside house from the Ariel bundle here Fits up right against that wall really nicely for that narrow path that walks over to the other side of the beach. Here's Eric's ship at the dock. And then we have Stitch. Oh my goodness, Gaston, everywhere I go. Okay. And then, oh, of course, it's going to start storming. As everybody in the valley knows happens. My poor kitty. Oh, Figaro's going to get all wet. Okay. So then heading through this path past the seaside villa there, which, by the way, I have made it a bank on the inside. I know it's completely random, but I'm trying to do different indoor builds, and so I did this little bank, and I think it turned out really cute. Okay, so then coming off the main drag here, we have an entrance into Ariel, which this build, has been here forever, and it will probably stay. I absolutely adore it. And here we just have your typical beach items. You can lay out in the sun or rain in this case. Okay, and then back here in this corner, we have a little picnic table, ice cream hut, and then a campsite. So here's where I put Buzz and his little alien friends, where they can sit by the fire, etc., hang out in a hammock, get some ice cream. Sounds fantastic to me. I don't know about you, but I'm over winter. I'm ready for some ice cream on the beach. And let's do the valley magic of waiting for sunshine. Okay. I just couldn't stand the thought of going into the meadow in the rain. So heading up here into the meadow, the idea of the meadow is a botanical garden. Let's go see Eric first here. I did put him up here as well. Gave him just a courtyard, kind of a simple build using just more pathing and fence. I didn't do a lot here. Here he is reaching out to Ariel's castle. You'll see flowers throughout this entire build because it's a botanical center. So here in the front here, you'll see the flowers that come from the Forgotten Lands. So I generally will go and just pick all those red and yellow flowers and come over here and just drop them all over. There's no rhyme or reason to the flowers. I just drop them, and wherever they fly is where they stay. Here's a little overlook to the beach, into the jungle. Here's the figment flowers. And then the well, which I have ringed with the flowers from Eternity Isle that you can build. Okay, so here's the Lady and the Tramp house, the Victorian house, which I have ringed with all of the flowers from the Forest and Frosted Heights. The pond, which you can still fish at. There's nothing blocking that off. Oh, Gaston again, fishing. The new gazebo, which I find really hard to fit in anywhere, but it really worked through here. And I apologize if you can hear my kitties eating. It's that time of day. So yeah, I wanted to make this a botanical center. So that house I kind of picture is your welcome center where you can go in and learn about the flowers, or maybe there's, here's the little gift shop. Love this little flower shop. And this flower rug, which, oh my gosh, what a fantastic item. I used the path with the petals underneath here to kind of make a differentiation between the path and the grass. Those are all the flowers from the plaza and the meadow. Here is which is my house right now, actually. I'm using this particular greenhouse skin for my house to utilize in this build. I so wish they would give us the usage of more than just one house. Here are all the flowers from the beach. And I put my vacuum back here, which is an easy way for me to quickly pick up all this basil and sticks. You have to be careful when you do use these vacuums, though, if you select all and then pick up all the flowers. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you've done that before when you've decorated and then picked up all your flowers on accident. Oh, it's painful. Very painful. Okay, and then here, obviously, these are all the flowers from the glade, going down into the glade. So I used the topiaries again to build this section out. Here's where Goofy and I have Beast and all of my fruit trees and bushes. Just making this a little section where I can go and quickly collect everything if I need to when I'm grinding Dreamlight and I have to pick my cherries or pick a lemon. Okay, so heading down into the glade here, I have made my glade, for the most part, it's Toontown. I know, Toontown in the glade, but it worked. The trick here is to use bright white path underneath, just to kind of take away the gloomy kind of look of the biome. And then I used all of the birch trees just to add, again, more white as much as possible, just to lighten everything up. Here's the fire station, the gas station, and the movie theater, which is obviously Oswald's house. And I put the billboard back here and all the kind of different transportation things that we have. Make it look like people have parked or even are watching maybe a screen, drive-in kind of situation. The Timon sign, and I put the water tower, just using items that you would find in kind of a fun little town. All the bright colored items like these tables, even the Mickey benches here against the water feature and centerpiece here. It's funny, I wanted that topiary square in the worst way, and then when I got it, I could not figure out how to fit it into a build. It was one of those things where I loved it, and then I thought, what am I going to do with it? It's huge. And I love decorating with the homes and things like that, so it was very hard for me to utilize that topiary square, but it fit really nicely in this Toontown build. Okay, so heading over to the other side, it's a little bit different. We have these willows creating this dark and gloomy walkway, and then here's where I put almost all of my pillars. I created this almost like magical moment around the Rapunzel flower, like a little shrine almost, protecting the flower. And then all of a sudden the glade will open up, and here we have all this pink and yellow and purple for Rapunzel's tower. I liked her tower here, only because obviously Mother Gothel's treehouse, there's nothing we can do about that. So I liked putting her tower in here, but making it super bright and pretty for Rapunzel, a little magical moment for her, just for her. And then back here in the corners where I have my well, trying to make it pretty, not so gloomy. I think the trick to all of that is to just use the right path, the right trees, and the right bushes. If you can utilize those three items in a different way than you normally would in that particular biome, you can transform any space. So here for Mother Gothel, what I did was I used the walls that we can get from Storybook Vale, the stone kind of half walls, to ring it around to make her almost like her own little courtyard. And then I put more of the biome flowers there, so they're easy for me to find if they're looking for dried flowers. Okay, and then heading over into our classic Disney characters area. First, we're going to see here the boys. We've got Donald, Goofy, and Mickey. Giving them kind of like a little hangout area. You can see where they maybe play board games or maybe have a pizza. Donald's boat looks really cute there. Using the Toontown lanterns, and then heading over, we have our ladies, Daisy and Minnie. Using the bright pinks and purples and giving them a little table with some flowers and a couple mimosas. Those are drinks that you can make out of the Storybook Veil items. I think they're under desserts or appetizers. I can't remember. It's an apple spritz or something like that. Okay, and that's pretty much my new valley. I'm sure once Aladdin and Jasmine come in all of their items, we'll see maybe how things might change up again. But for now, I really love how this turned out. I am very happy with it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I gave you some inspiration. I am always inspired by other designers, and I hope you have fun in your valley and keep decorating. Maybe spend some time thinking about what you could do differently. And thank you so much for watching, and obviously keep on dreaming.